What's up, guys?
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Coffee with the Kleins day.
There's actually no coffee in this right now, to be honest. Today there isn't.
We have impromptu. We're actually at the studio, so you might see a little bit different background than you're used to seeing. But we're committed to doing this anywhere, right?
Yeah, anywhere. And you might hear Matt in the background too. They're doing the live back there. So every Monday through Friday on our YouTube channel, we go live. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is behind closed doors for our members, but Tuesdays are live for the public's viewing. Yeah. So share it with your friends. Tell your friends.
All right, so guys, we promised you last week, if you tuned in, that we were going to talk about some of our favorite business and personal development books that we've been reading and that we would recommend to you guys. So Devan and I each have 3 books here. And so we picked some of our top 3 that we're working on reading, or we've already read, or we go back to often. And so we'll kind of kick it back and forth.
Let's hold it up so they can get a screenshot like that.
All right. First. Here's our lineup.
Do you have any of the same ones?
Way,
sorry.
Because my people need to see it too.
Okay, we can do both.
We'll go that way too. Woo! The wheels are heavy.
Lots of books.
Lots of books. So, real quick, I'll call mine out. I've got Traction that I'll talk a little bit about. I've got Nonviolent Communication. And I've got The Energy Bus. What do you have?
I jumped the gun yesterday, and I needed to talk about this, so I talked about it yesterday. So I will not be talking about Carol Dweck's Mindset again, but that is a very important book for me. So the first real book I ever read as a big boy was this one. And this has just like very simple tips in it. Speed of Trust. Do you have Speed of Trust too?
I don't, but that would be on my list.
Okay, we like Speed of Trust. It's all about trust. And then the E-Myth, my foundational business book that I didn't know I needed. I started reading Traction a long time ago and then found this after Traction. This is like
Traction talks about E-Myth.
Yeah, this is the founding book to Traction. So
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to start with The Energy Bus. This is a super, super easy read. This is by Jon Gordon. And honestly, it's one of those books that just is good, positive reinforcement about the energy that you bring into your day, into your life, into rooms is so, so important. But also who you keep on your bus, right, or in your circle is also very, very important. And so the energy bus, if you think about it, is like, first of all, you're the driver of the bus. And so what's the energy that you need to bring into your life? And then who are the people on your bus? Do they need to get on or off? And what are some qualities that you need to look for? What are some behaviors, some actions that you can take to make sure that you're coming into rooms, into meetings, into your day with a positive mindset and good energy? Because energy can either increase a room or completely deflate a room. It's a room's productivity. So the Energy Bus is a quick read. It breaks down, I think it's 8 different principles or 10 rules. 10 rules kind of to live by to make sure that the energy that you bring is positive and the people you surround yourself with is positive. Why do I think that's important? Because you are the sum of like the 5 people that you hang out with the most. And so if you're constantly allowing negativity into your life, no matter what you do, it is ultimately going to trickle into how you think about things and like the things that you believe in. And so negative energy has got to go. So The Energy Bus is a very important read for you and the people around you.
So I knew that you were going to talk about that. So yesterday, and I haven't read that one yet, I'm going to put it on my reading list because I've seen you reading it and you've like in depth with it, and it's been sitting on your nightstand for probably like the back half of this year.
Yeah.
And I watched the audio version, or not the audio, the summary version on YouTube, and it talked about the 10 rules. And that was also very insightful too.
Yeah.
So there's always like, because we read a lot, we watch a lot of stuff, consume a lot of content. You can always go to YouTube too and like look up the short or look up an article or a cliff note. But then if you really want to know it, you got to dive into it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What's on your number one?
I want to just do real quick one from E-Myth. So Michael Gerber, true legend of entrepreneurship. He calls himself the world's #1 business coach, and I would not disagree with that. His philosophy is the grandfather to books like Traction and Make Big Happen and some other entrepreneurial driven books that are around operational infrastructure for businesses and especially like entrepreneurs who have like a small business to be able to just to think about how to set up and organize your business so that you're not so that you don't have a job but that you actually have a business. And so he talks about the primary aim in this book, which is the first chapter, and the primary aim is essentially the business has to serve something in your life. It can't just serve thin air, and that something that it's serving is you and your true north and your true goals. And so for me, that was very important because as a person that prides himself on being selfless, like we both do, we want to give back, and like impact is at the top of our priority list. It gave me permission to say, hey, like you're a human being too, and you have needs, and the business has to serve something. And so you have to tell the people around you what game that you're playing as an entrepreneur. And, back to Energy Bus, it's like, okay, well, if some people don't want to play that game, at least they know what game you're playing, right? And you've done them that service to say, hey, this is the future. And if you don't see yourself with this future, then that's okay. There's a different bus, that will fit your energy frequency. Yeah. So that's a revolution for me.
I haven't read that one, but he's given me a lot of good takeaways to it, like primary aim, because we have incorporated that into our VTO, which you would learn about in Traction. So Traction is part of the EOS model. So if you guys haven't heard of that, EOS is Entrepreneurial Operating System. Entrepreneurial Operating System. That's a tongue twister. So EOS is something that we have adopted for the last 3-ish years at Burn HQ. And we've kind of burnified it a little bit as well. And it's something that we're passing along to our system, our franchise partners. And so Traction is really the foundational book I think that I would recommend anyone that is a business owner or leads teams and needs to really get a grip on their business. So it's actually funny. The tagline here is, do you have a grip on your business, or does the business have a grip on you? And so this is a lot about what Devan said, like, is the business running you, or are you running the business? And do you have a job, or are you like creating an actual infrastructure, right, that will allow you to grow? And so Burn has grown tremendously in the last 10 years. We've gone from 0 to 325 open locations, and so along the way there's been a lot of growing pains, and what Traction has helped us do is really get a grip on our business. And it takes a good 24 months to like truly be using the EOS model, but there's 19 or 20 tools.
There's 20 tools.
20 tools in the EOS toolkit. And there's several books. So I love Traction. I also love Rocket Fuel, which I didn't have a copy of today because I've loaned it out. Rocket Fuel was a game changer for him and I, so I secretly would like to plug that one as well. But Traction and Rocket Fuel are 2 books in the EOS library. And Traction really breaks it down for you. It teaches you how to run meetings effectively. It teaches you why it's important to have a vision and to understand what your 10, 3, and 1 year goals are and plans are. It talks to you about how to have accountability charts in your business. That's different than an organizational chart, right? What does your business need? What are the seats that you need to have to make sure your business is getting to the next level and that you're continuing to delegate and elevate as a leader, and you have the right processes in place, and you have the right people in the right seats that get it, want it, and have the capacity to do it in your business. And so these have so many golden tools within this book to make sure that you can take a true audit on your business, and you can create a process and a system that is going to be based on really facts and data and not emotion, right? Because as leaders and as owners of business, it's very easy to let your emotions drive your decisions into the business. And sometimes that can be great and you don't want to lose that, but sometimes that can also stunt your growth because there's people, right? And there's business, and you have to find this beautiful way to marry both of them together, to care about people, but also to make sure you're running an efficient and effective business that has legs and that's going to succeed, right? Because without business, you don't have people, and without the people, your business can suffer. So it's that delicate balance, and this book and the tools that you'll read in here have really helped us wrap our heads around that.
Would you mind talking about Rocket Fuel for a moment and just talk about the transition from you into CEO and me into visionary? Because I think that's interesting to a lot of people. Yeah. And I would love to hear you break that down.
Yeah, so Rocket Fuel is a book that Devan and I read. In your business, you aren't going to keep growing, right? You're not going to have someone that's pushing that limit, innovating, understanding where we need to go, being able to take like a 10,000 foot view into the business and think about what we need to continue to, be successful. And then without an integrator to actually be the one that's putting those processes in place and doing the work at the ground level, you're never going to have that rocket fuel, right? That ship is never going to take off because you truly need both. And so Rocket Fuel was a book for us that solidified that he needed to be in a visionary role and I needed to be in a CEO and integrator role. Because prior to that, we kind of split the duties at HQ. And he had half of our leadership team and I had the other half. And so it was very complicated for them to understand how and what the priorities were, because his priorities is based on more visionary stuff. And my priorities are more about the foundation and making sure that we're doing things the right way. And so it's not a knock to one or another role. Like, it's not like the visionary is more important or the integrator is more important. It's the two of them together that is very important in your business. And so Rocket Fuel is another one that I would highly recommend, and it teaches you also how to work together really well. Because there's meetings that he was in that he doesn't need to be in, right? It's going to teach you behaviors and how you guys can communicate really well together to make sure the vision is seen to life, but also respecting the process and the integrator's role of doing it well. So highly recommend, if you work with your spouse or if you have business partners, or if you are doing it solo right now, you need to understand, are you a visionary or are you an integrator? Because as you grow your business, you'll know, who do I need to look for? Do I need to look for someone that has that more visionary pattern that is going to push me forward, and I stay the integrator in my business? Or vice versa, are you that one that's like, I've got great ideas and I see where this brand is going, I see where this business is going, and I'm so passionate, I have all this passion and creativity and innovation, that maybe you're more of a visionary, but you need to be looking for an integrator and someone that's going to help you bring your vision to life. And so it teaches you more about yourself and then what you need to build around you. So great book.
Coffee with the Kleins. Cheers. You can listen to this on the podcast too after the fact if somebody happens to miss it. And we're dropping episodes Monday through Monday.
Yes.
All right, Monday through Monday, every day of the week.
Can I give my one more plug though?
Yeah, give your.
This is a quick one. Maybe we can do a podcast about this, but I can't not leave this book review without Nonviolent Communication. It is a must read for anyone. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in business or not. This is a great tool of how to communicate properly with people. So that's anywhere from how do you talk to your children, how do you talk to your spouse, and how do you talk to your employees, and how do you talk to yourself, right? How do you assess the needs for yourself and for other people around you so you can make sure that, you're communicating effectively? This ties a lot into our feedback loop. We're big at Burn Boot Camp on the feedback loop. And so a lot of those same philosophies can also be weaved through nonviolent communication. So this is one of those that you just kind of always keep on your desk to go back to. It's not necessarily a one and done read. It's kind of more of a Bible of, okay, how could I communicate better? And it's a process, but this gives a lot of really, really great tips.
Yeah, I mean, that's helped. NBC has helped my communication skills greatly. I think that if you are to focus on anything, if you're only focused on one thing, the thing you should focus on is communication, because all of the other infrastructure stuff, if you run a business, and by the way, like traction, the stuff Morgan's talking about, rocket fuel, if you don't run a business and you're like most of the world and you are employed by somebody else, well, hey, this gives you a body of language and a base of knowledge that probably not a lot of people have in your organization, and gives you a platform to be certain about the ideas that you bring forward. And when you bring ideas, you bring value, and when you bring value, then there's opportunities that open up for you. And I didn't really know what the hell I was doing when I first started. After baseball, I got released and I didn't do anything but play baseball, and that was plan A. I've never had a plan B. I've always just switched plan A if it doesn't work out, and baseball didn't work out. The first book I picked up after that was this, because I knew that I didn't want to go backwards in my life. I knew that backwards was the gutter and forward was success. And so I don't really like the title, to be honest with you, because there's like not a lot of secrets in here, and like nobody is self-made as a millionaire, so I don't really like the title. But what it does teach you is how to achieve financial independence by yourself, just by having a few simple rules. The one that I like the most is the first rule, and that is dream big dreams. Okay, that's it, right? There's nothing in here that's not like super practical and obvious to most of you, but this is such a short read too, and there's, I think, I don't know how many, 7 chapters and 21 secrets. So yeah, so each chapter is like an obvious, I think, common knowledge concept, but rereading it at different times in your life, it means different things to you. And I think that's the case with all literature, and that's why Morgan and I keep a handful of books as like she said, like the different Bibles for the different verticals of what's important to us: communication, business, mindset, trust, financial independence. And then anything that you find out there that's interesting to you, you try to add to that reservoir of knowledge. But you always have to have like a base foundation and a base concept. And the truth is, a lot of us, in fact, most of us, including Morgan and I, we are good at like 0.0001% of things, and so learning from other people and the other 99 plus percent of verticals in life is useful. That means everyone can be your mentor. You can learn from everybody. And we're good at like the intersection of fitness, community, and business, and that's such a small niche. And yeah, but there's so many things that we need to learn in order to reach our goals. So that's this one, Ryan Tracy. Okay.
All right.
What do you think?
Those are our 6, guys. 7, I guess.
I added a 4th one. You said 3, I added 4.
Right.
I never follow the rules. Check it out one more time.
Those are my 3, guys. Ooh, I don't know which way.
Here, I'll do it.
We'll take a picture. We'll take a picture. We'll post it. Okay. You guys will see it.
Okay. Here they are. Right there. Here we go.
All right. Cool, guys. Thank you for tuning in today. We will talk to you next Wednesday.
Morgan.
At 9:15.
Yeah.
All right.
2 claps on 2.
1, 2.